Last night's press conference took place in Las Vegas, Nevada, and some crazy things happened. In fact, WWE seemed to do the unthinkable. The press conference went a little bit like this.
Well, I challenge you, Roman.
Well, I'm facing The Rock.
Well, if you talk about his family, then you talk about my family.
And then there was a little bit of Seth Rollins in the mix. He really was just kind of there. The press conference did everything that it was supposed to do. And in today's video, we're going to discuss that. Guys, if you're new here, definitely be sure to like this video. And when I say like it, I mean like that thing, you know? Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel. When I say like it, I mean really like it. Because we're trying to go to a different stratosphere, you feel me? I'm trying to get sent to a different planet. That's where we at. Without further ado, guys, let's hop directly into the video. Yo, what is going on, YouTube? My name is Billy. Guys, last night, WWE press conference, CM Punk, Michael Cole, Big E, Pat McAfee, all hosting the show. Outstanding stuff. All the way around. I'm sorry, guys, I could not go live last night. I had work. It was a whole big old thing. But I had to bring you guys my thoughts this morning. And honestly, taking a look back at this press conference, this may go down probably as the coolest thing that WWE's done, because WWE, they do really cool things, but this felt big time. This felt big leagues, right? It felt like there were nobody above them, and I'm here to tell you that there's not, by the way. So last night, they do this press conference, and we find out earlier in the day that Cody has made his decision. Now, for somebody like me who heard what he said on SmackDown, I was like, well, I thought he already made his decision. It had to have been Ilya or Seth Rollins, because he said he wasn't fighting Roman at WrestleMania. But I guess looking at it now, there was no real clarification whether or not he would actually face Roman or not. I don't know. It's this whole tangled thing. But he told Roman on SmackDown that he had taken advice from The Rock. Now, obviously, going into this press conference, we had no idea on what Rock we were going to get, but also earlier in the day, The Rock was actually on the Pat McAfee show, and he had spoke about the Cody Crybabies. And looking at that, I initially thought, and I was like, uh-oh, I see what Rock we're about to get. And that was a event that would spark a lot going into the press conference later in the night. Now, guys, it started off with Seth Rollins coming out, and I'm just going to hit on the big part that I thought was very big, because obviously Rhea Ripley was there, Bianca Belair, Becky Lynch, all of them, they were all there, and those things are just as important, but this really was the one thing that everybody took away from. So Seth Rollins comes out, and he talks about how he wants to talk to the important man of the hour, and that's obviously Cody Rhodes, because he has a decision he has to make. Now, instantly cue Roman's music. Roman comes out, and just little brother Seth Rollins, and I mean like completely just little brother's the guy. So much so that he was like, oh, well, yeah, Cody is the relevant one, but I'm the head of the table, and you've waited too long, and a life lesson for you kids is if you wait too long, your time can pass you. I was like, oh, yeah, I mean, that's a true thing. He's not lying. But he says that he's going to make Cody's decision for him, and he's going to be facing Seth Rollins. Cody will be facing Seth Rollins because Roman Reigns is going to be taking on The Rock. Cue The Rock's music, because The Rock then enters the building, and then you see them talk about the bloodline, and then an oath, and they dap each other up. And that's when I knew that, oh, I see what's going on here. So The Rock, he put this really cool tree up, and it was the bloodline tree. And it talks about their family and their heritage and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, man, like that's amazing stuff. I'm a big fan of that. Like, I don't know. They made The Rock and Roman feel very, very important. Now, again, they took this battle of oath, and they do their little shake thing. And then they hug. And then cue Mr. Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. He comes out, and he talks about how this is bullshit. This is not what this is supposed to be. So, he starts talking to Roman Reigns. And he finally says, Roman, I choose you. Now, obviously, we were expecting this to be a very, very spectacular final moment to where he's challenging Roman clean, cut, dry. It is what it is. That was not the case here. Because while it was a big deal, they still didn't answer a lot of questions. But I think that there's going to be some kind of play because later in the night, or let me finish this real fast. Cody would then talk about High Chief Peter Maivia, which, if you guys don't know, is The Rock's grandfather. The Rock stepped in and said, hey, listen, when you talk about his bloodline, you're talking about my bloodline. When you talk about his family, you're talking about my family. And then smacked Cody Rhodes. And I was not prepared for the smack. It might be the smack heard around the world, if you want me to be honest with you. Nobody, and I mean nobody, was prepared for that. Nobody was prepared. You can say you were. You can say all day long that, oh, I thought The Rock was gonna turn heel all along. No, you didn't. Let's be real here. None of us did. None of us thought that we were gonna get The Rock that we are getting now. It wasn't up until literally, 11, maybe 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time that we found out, oh, we're going to get a heel Rock. It was not until then. And then we get him. And this is what made it feel big time, is when Triple H is getting interviewed in the back, The Rock comes up with Roman Reigns. And by the way, Roman Reigns looks like a sidekick, which I think is going to play into the story later on. Roman Reigns looks like this sidekick. Rock says, I'm going to punch his fucking teeth down his throat or whatever he said. And told Triple H, you need to fix this or we're going to. Talking about him and Roman. Triple H then says, you know that was out of line. And man, oh man, oh man, when I tell you that this felt big time. Yes, we still have many, many questions coming out of WrestleMania, but there were some answered. Okay, it's Cody and Roman now. Let's leave it there. But I do believe that we're going to insert Rock somewhere in here. I don't know where, and I'm not going to sit here and speculate on where or how, but just know that Rock's going to be inserted into this in some way, shape, or form, whether that be a triple threat match, whether that be as a special guest referee, no matter the case, The Rock will be inserted into this in some case scenario. Now, if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, Rock and Roman will fight one-on-one next year in what I think will be for the head of the table. I posted it on Twitter. Solo will choose his elder. Rock will go in, play the heel. Yes, Roman will be the babyface. This is just me just getting down to the nitty-gritty of where the story is going to go, because at the end of the day, Cody's moment matters, but the bloodline story extends. Remember that. Remember that. Remember when Paul Heyman said that they are in the third inning. Right now, it feels like they're in the bottom of the seventh. Right now, it feels like Cody's going to win it, but we're going to continue this out one more year. Because obviously, guys, Roman will eventually step away from wrestling full-time or even in that part-time capacity that he's in right now. Eventually, he's going to, and he's going to go do Hollywood because that's what the plan is, and that to those guys, that's always what happens. So understand that there is a big grand scheme here. And to everybody who thought, oh, Roman or Rock's doing business for himself, he only take that shit, throw it away. Not the case. Not the case. No, Rock's here to help. And I'm seeing that now. So very selfish of myself to think that. But Rock's here to help, and he's making this story feel as big as it possibly can. This shit feels big time. Big time, big time, big time. So last night's press conference, if you guys want to get my honest take on it, it was everything that it needed to be plus more. It felt big leagues. They did everything for me that they were supposed to, and I'm very happy, and I'm satisfied with what transpired. That's just my honest take. Now, guys, if you're new here, definitely be sure to like this video. When I say like it, I mean like that thing, you know? Like it for real, because I'm trying to go to a different stratosphere. Y'all can come with me. You feel me? Also, on top of that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, man. All you guys, all the new people here, outstanding. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Honestly, guys. Probably will go live at some point today after this video. That way I could sit down for like a half hour or something and talk to you guys, get your guys' initial thoughts on it. But other than that, I will be talking to you guys later. Peace.